Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Game 2 between Mouzsport and Kaipi. We are in the WePlay bracket top 8, and Mouzsport is up one game. Of course, this is a Beyond the Summit presentation, and I'm Luminous, joined by Merlini. We do have a little bit of overlay issues, but hopefully everything will be fixed. Merlini, you've been great so far. Walk us through this draft, because we're these drafts are going by really quickly. We don't even have time to really analyze too much.
Sure. Kaipi has had enough of Nakes, even with their Magnus pick, the Razor pick, and the Bane pick, all cutesy, but it didn't actually work out for them in the end. So no surprise there. They tried their best to try and deal with the first pick Lifestealer and just going to straight up ban it. Had enough of it. But we see Keeper the Light picked up very early, which we did not see last game. Very unusual by both teams. And then, let's see, Rubik. That was no. Magnus first pick by Kaipi, and then Rubik and Nick's first pick by Mouz. So Kaipi can be pretty flexible with this. It's up to them whether or not they want to pick the Phantom Lancer now. I know Eternal Envy does like running Coddle PL, and if he's going to run it, he has to take it now, or else undoubtedly Mouz will ban it in the second phase, especially with the Magnus to empower the PL. It's just going to be really difficult for him to shut him down.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what they're thinking through about as well. Whether they could try to maybe hope that Mouzsport won't ban out phase number 2 ban. I think that's very unlikely. Of course, they're actually cycling through a lot of their other picks as well. It's going to be a Bounty Hunter. This is a hero that we haven't seen, I haven't seen it at all lately. I think usually Fnatic EU run it sometimes, maybe when they have a Wisp alongside. You get really cheesy track ganks all over the map and get a lot of gold, but this is not a hero that you see too often, simply because teams have really figured out how to shut him down. You get a Central Ward minute 1, you throw 2 heroes on top of him, and he doesn't do anything. And 20 minutes in, 15 minutes in, you have a level 7 bounty. He's not really a hero.
Yeah, I think there are better options for offlanes. We have seen some creative bounty hunter play, and they go there immediately as a spawn and just windwalk to a very creative spot in the woods, chop down some trees, and just sit there for probably 4 or 5 minutes. And that can negate the early Sentry Ward and dual support shutout. But again, Bounty Hunter really fallen off the radar as teams have learned to deal with him, as well as Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin, again, used to be one of the top 4 bans almost every game, and if he was not first banned, then he was picked first. But he did receive a couple of nerfs, most notably his Spike Carapace cooldown is now longer, as well as I think there was one other change to it, but regardless, Nyx Assassin did receive a nerf, so he has fallen out a little bit, but teams have generally gotten better at dealing with these sort of heroes, and we see a Puck pickup for Mouzsports. Most likely they're solo mid instead of the TA that we saw last game.
Yeah, and Puck versus Magnus matchup, Puck doesn't actually compete as well in terms of the base damage, but he does excel a little bit better in terms of burst damage output, and I think both solo mid could actually die to each other, especially if the Puck is a little bit uncareful about those phase usage, but we'll see. I think that lane is mostly a little bit more even, and maybe Magnus actually win it through some very good bottle curling.
I don't think Kaipi has been making very good use of their third picks. Last game it was Visage, and this game it was Bounty Hunter. Why not save those picks for 4th and 5th pick? And you can rotate in a more useful hero into the offlane if you so feel like it. For example, Darkseer. Darkseer is way more useful with in a team fight. A level 7 Darkseer level like 10 minutes in is way more useful, and that wall plus wall of replica is just extremely devastating. Even without items, he can almost always get it off, and I'm just curious to see why Kaipi has picked this. Maybe they really have a gank focused strategy that they plan on picking 4th or 5th, and Mouzsports, no surprise, was the PL ban there.
Yeah, a point that Merlini's been making in the last game's draft as well. Generally, when you pick a somewhat of an unconventional hero on your 3rd pick, generally that signals that your 4th and 5th pick is going to be even crazier pick, because if not, you could just pick up the Bounty 4th or 5th, because I don't think Bounty is going to get banned. Bounty is not a hero that's been garnering a lot of traction lately either, so a little bit surprising to me as well, unless Kaipi is going to do something that is completely crazy. I don't think they will, given the fact that, again, for those of you guys who didn't join us for game number 1, Arteezy's not here because he's currently in school right now, probably taking, I don't know, calculus, math, or whatever he's doing right now. And I'm not exactly sure how many strategies Kaipi want to throw out without having one of their best players here. So, hey.
Yeah, and we see an unusual Nix or Weaver ban too. Why would you ban Weaver when you third pick Bounty Hunter? Again, just this draft not really making too much sense. Even I mean, I've been out competitive scene for a while, but still, this doesn't really make too much sense. And regarding Arteezy's absence, I don't think that Goddard played too poorly. They just seemed to lose it in the other two lanes. Sure, they did pick up an early kill on Synderen on top lane, but Quakefight as Windrunner had like a lot of free farm and Black just ran away with it on bottom lane. So really, it wasn't on the Magnus last game. I think even had Arteezy been playing it, it still would have been the same outcome. Maybe a 22-minute game instead of a 20-minute game, but still, I don't think that the Magnus performed too poorly. He had a nice RP at the end, but the draft didn't really center around the Wombo combo Magnus RPs that we see quite often. And Kaipi opts to ban Juggernaut last. Juggernaut is actually pretty decent against Keeper of the Light, surprisingly. It in Theorycraft, it doesn't actually I was like, why would you ban Juggernaut versus Keeper of the Light? But when you're trying to push and the constant illuminate spam comes out every 10 seconds, that heal from the healing ward actually mitigates almost all the damage. And it's also very useful for Roshan. A lot of times we just see teams spam into the Roach Pit. This game, it can be the Shockwave or Keeper of the Light. Sometimes we see Shadow Poison, and whatever it may be, it just keeps you up at full health so that in case they do engage you at a choke point or during a push, you are at full health and just ready to fight.
Well, I did say that when you pick a bounty third pick, you're gonna see something even crazier afterwards, and we're gonna see a Ricky coming out from Kaipi. I have no idea exactly what combo or what synergy this team so far has. I'm not exactly sure what her Eternal of Envy says. Dude, I just want to watch my anime. Let's get these 2 games over with and just fuck it and pick Ricky. But the only time I've ever seen Ricky being played is with Wisp, because you get the whole, teleport in, you blink strike, and the link tether, it gets you immediate stun guaranteed. That's the only time I've ever seen Ricky being played in a high level. I know Melk back in the OM line, he loves Ricky. He loves running Ricky. That was the other time, and that's like 4 or 5 years ago. So I don't know what this hero is about, but hey, I don't complain because we're going to see Ricky in this pro game.
Yep. I mean, Mouse could just pretty much just run around 5-man in the 15-20 minute phase with a gem and just crush Kaipi.
Right.
And I'm really just scared of that happening. Mouse is definitely an experienced enough team to know what they need to do versus 2 Invis heroes. Teams tend to shy away from more than 1 invisible hero. Mouse Sports already having Nyx Assassin. I doubt they'll pick up another. Sometimes you'll see Weaver picked up along with Nyx, but again, it is very rare to have 2 very Invis dependent heroes on the same team just because of how popular early gem pickups are in competitive.
Alright, so last game, after the RP, we didn't have any kind of big DPS spell to follow through. Disruptor with his Lightning Storm, as well as with another kind of a glimpse to get another hero back in the big center of a Wombo combo. They could do a pretty decent amount of work. They have a decent amount of silence as well. Let's not forget about Cloud from Ricky, a very, very annoying spell to deal with. But here's the thing, right? Mouseboard is actually playing with real heroes, and Kaipi's playing with, you could call them heroes, but they're not really heroes. So I don't know. Mouseboard, they could knock down those tier 1 towers, get some early game lead, rely on Sentry War early, and then gem later on. And here's another real hero, Lone Druid, another way to really shut down these peskies Invis hero. You just root them, and they don't do anything. So I'm not exactly sure what this draft is about from Eternal Envy, but hopefully his team could prove it to us in just a bit.
Yeah, the draft's, again, going kind of strange. Lone Druid was first ban last game, very first ban last game, and now he is the very last pick. So shift in views from even game to game, and I actually really like this Disruptor pick. If you look at Mouse's lineup, they have 0 BKB heroes. None of these heroes get BKBs. Like I would say, like 99% of the time, you never see any of these heroes get BKBs. Maybe Puck sometimes, but Lone Druid is one of the few carries that actually does not need BKB at all to do a lot of damage, and we might see an early MKB pickup from him just because of the smoke cloud and the mischance from that. But again, Disruptor is very easily countered by BKB, and I like the pickup. It's something that will actually fit in well with Magnus, and it'll synergize well with the smoke cloud, and he's actually a pretty decent counter for Darkseer. If he tries to surge away, you just glimpse him back, and he doesn't have surge up, and you just kill him right there on the spot. And it is one of the very few ways to deal with Darkseer.
Yeah, Glimpse does have what a 16 or 1800 cast range at level 4. One, if you see the hero, that hero will be glimpsed back and he's probably dead. So yeah, very very long range spell. But we'll talk about more of that in just a bit. Mouseboard up one game in this best of 3 series. Synderen will be playing Nyx Assassin once again, going on top lane here as support. We do see Pass playing the Rubik as well as Koifa on the Darkseer. I don't think this is offensive trial lane. Maybe they're a little bit of maybe just dropping some offensive wards. We'll see exactly what that's about in a bit. We're going to see Fata going to mid lane here, pulled with a no talisman and a tango, a couple of GG branches as Puck. And last but not least, Black going to bot lane. The thing is, with Lone Druid, you could always run this offensive trial lane with Darkseer. Not exactly the most textbook trial lane, but Darkseer, or excuse me, Lone Druid should be fine on the bot lane by himself because he's Lone Druid. He handles any 1v1 lane very easily.
The one problem with that though is Bounty Hunter is pulled.
Yeah.
He got Observer Wards, a Tango, and a Healing Salve. So he's able to start off with a poor main shield, and that actually may cause some problems for Black, who is not pulled anything at all besides Sentry Wards from Synderen. Actually, I didn't see the Sentry Wards on the Bear now, but actually that will be a huge problem for the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, once we see an Orb of Venom soon, as well as a level 5 bear on the Spare Bear, like it's actually going to be somewhat difficult for Bone 7 to walk in lane. You see the Courier coming back in, just grab that Observer Ward that he had. I think both teams were expecting Kaipi, Bone 7 to be facing against a tri lane, but that's not the case. As Mouseport running the offensive tri lane, looks like they're going to be sending that first creep wave. Nice pull here, and they're going to just farm this creep very quickly as well with that Iron Shot on top. And we'll see exactly what this Ricky is going to do. Backstab at level 1, so I think he was expecting to get a lot of free CS, and Eternal Envy in big trouble right now. Big Illuminate's going to come in as well. What is first spell here on Come He hasn't skilled it yet, which is something I love to see. If you have a versatile hero as Disruptor, don't skill your first spell unless you actually need it. If he got somebody out of position and you glimpse him back or throw a Lightning Strike on top, you get a free first blood, so smart place.
And Black does drop his first Sentry Ward on bottom, but looks like both heroes are still in relatively safe HP range. So checking the last hits and denies, Black on top as the Lone Druid with 8 CS compared to 7 from the Bounty Hunter. Mid lane looks pretty even. I don't know, wait, actually Fata has over double Garter's CS right now, so Garter not faring too well on the Magnets. Only 3 last hits and 1 denied 2 minutes in.
Yeah, and he's really out of mana. The bottle's going to be coming through. Does have the Courier upgrade as well. He needs some Acrylic to get his CS back in this particular lane. And on top lane here, I mean, Envy's doing okay. Well, as they say, okay, he's only got 2, so maybe not. Yeah, the CSs on Mouse or on Kaipi is just very, very unimpressive. Envy's going to pull forward here, trying to do a little bit of harass on Koifa. Koifa does have that level 1 Surge. He Surge, and is going to chase through with Blink. No, he will not. So the harass is there here for Kaipi, but they really need to pick up on the CS. They're down about 1,000 go already, with no tower going down, no first blood, just raw last hitting.
Yeah, and I'm actually surprised that Pylai did not switch his Sentry Wards to give it to Bone 7, who is a Bounty Hunter on bottom.
So just to deny your sentries, your sentries?
Yeah, because he needs to put some pressure out on Black. That is Mouse's saving grace at this point.
Yeah, I guess one thing that Kaipi does have going for them is a quick level 6 on a Bounty Hunter, which is something that generally don't happen too often in level games. And if, let's say, Bone 7 hits a quick level 6, he teleports on top and gets 1 or 2 track kills. Suddenly, it doesn't matter how many last hits you're leading by. A track kill or 2.
Eternal Envy on top.
Oh, Eternal Envy's on the run. Oh, he's going to try to blink to Paladai. He does actually blink away. That's very close. The wall's going to be dropped, and, well, very, very close save here for Envy, and he's going to get South back up. Looks like Synderen's going to come right in as well, trying to steal a couple of neutrals. Very, very close call, but really no cigar.
Yeah, I think Eternal Envy kind of misskilled this. He really does not need this level 1 backstab. They've been in a very defensive position since minute 0, and not having that smoke cloud is quite dangerous.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether he skilled it walking into the lane or whether he skilled it as he saw a tri lane. I imagine it's the former, because if you see a tri lane going against you, backstab is probably the last spell you want to have from that Ricky. So another example of why you don't skill your spell until you actually need it, and a case proven there. Bone 7 on the bot lane starting to have a little bit of issue here as we see Druid at level 5, and does he? Yep, there's the Orb of Venom on the bear. So I don't think Bounty Hunter is going to stay in this lane for a long time. Once he takes 6, he's going to start rotating off. Not only is he not going to do anything in this lane, he could get easily killed as well, which is not exactly what he signed up for.
And as the game further develops, I think that Mouse definitely has that advantage. They have stronger team fight, and As dependent as Black or as Mouse is on Black getting farm, I think that Kaipi is actually pretty dependent on Eternal Envy getting farm. And last game we saw what happened when his anti-mage was completely shut down. And this Riki only has 7 last hits. Oh, we see.
Top lane, they want to make it go right now. The Impale's going to miss. Illuminate will not, however, pass in a little bit of trouble. The Lightning Strike's on top as well. Envy trying to go for the kill. He does have Blink Strike holding down about 10 seconds, but they're not going to chase. Oh, man. Level 3 Riki, level 2 Backstab. Is this the standard to actually level up Backstab, or is it to level up Blink Strike? Or maybe she have your third point to Cloud. It's hard to actually call it out because this lane is just so awkward.
Yeah, I would say it's awkward indeed, his skilling. Oh, it looks like Kaipi is in danger, though.
Yeah, he's on the run. Is there going to be a level 1 glimpse? He could drop it right now. He's going to be trapped in the shield, and he's going to be dead. I think Impale's going to follow through. Where's the glimpse? There's no glimpse of Blink Strike. It's going to pick up the first blood. So, as awkward as this laning stage is, okay, I guess. And it looks like, oh, there's a glimpse here against Synderen. Synderen's Spike Carapace is down. He's going to be running to the right, and the Blink Strike should be cooling down in just 2-3 seconds. And that's going to be yet another kill for Eternal Envy. Envy says, yeah, that's my kill. Don't steal it, Paladai. That's a double kill on Riki. And let me tell you, if you play enough pubs, this hero could kind of get out of control.
Yeah, so nice comeback from Kaipi there. I thought they were in danger here on this top lane, but Eternal Envy picking up 2 kills and first blood. That's a very, very big swing for Kaipi. I'm, again, a little bit awkward on his skill build, Blink Strike and Backstab, but again, it just worked out for them. I guess I can't harp on it too much since it just picked them up 2 kills.
Yeah, it worked out fine, but whether it remains to the correct decision, I guess that will be debated much later on. Bone7 able to steal an Invis Rune back on the bot lane. It looks like he's going to start rotating off. Meanwhile, though, it looks like Fata is going to face down to the mid lane, but here comes the Bounty Hunter. If he's going to stay in this lane, he's going to be in big trouble. No, he's going to back out just fine. So, Bone7 will slowly rotate up top, I imagine, next, and start to actually put even more pressure. Meanwhile, the 2 support of Mouseport, Pass, as well as Synderen, where the hell exactly are they doing? Looks like, yeah, they're in the mid lane trying to get something done, but they're not level 6. They're not really going to do too much, actually. So I feel like the rotation of the support for Mouseport is a little bit lackluster in this game compared to last game.
Yeah, and it looks like Bone is already looking for kills now that he is level 6. One problem with Kaipi's lineup is that they really need kills. If you look at the last sets and eyes, all 3 on top are belonging to Mouse. Silver with a whopping 48, Puck closely behind with 33, and Darkseer, although he's died once with 20.
Coil's going to be used, and here comes the Raining Rip as well. Where is the Impale? Oh, Synderen doesn't have the boot to speed just yet, so despite all these setup spells, nothing is there. You were talking about the last hits, and yeah, Kaipi is really falling behind.
On top lane.
Yeah, where's the track? There is a track on top, and right now Koifa's trying to run away. Envy cooling down that Blink Strike. He's going to have it in a couple of seconds. Are they going to dive? He does have the poor man shield. Bone's going to tank the tower, and I think it's going to be the kill there. Look at how quickly they're moving. Blink Strike, that's a third kill. Envy, Paz comes in right now. Envy's so low. He's level 6. He's trying to feign to invis. He will have to invis. Where's the Blind Impale? It's going to miss. Are they going to actually fight more? I don't think they should, and they will back out just fine. And I mean, we talk about this strat being awkward and being weird and whatnot, but hey, Envy's up 3 kills, and he's really, really rich. He's going to upgrade into Treads, I imagine, now, and that backtrack damage is actually going to be starting to become very, very impressive.
Yeah, I think what more has to do with his, what's actually benefiting him a lot more than his build is the actually somewhat poor support play from Mouse. We saw them rotate mid ineffectively. 3 heroes couldn't even kill the Magnus. And Synderen has actually missed 2 Impales. He missed one during the kinetic field on top lane, which subsequently led to first blood and second blood. And he also missed one on the Magnus here. So Synderen really needs to step it up and hit these stuns.
Yeah, and he missed a blind one, which is a little bit more fair. On Envy was really low. Would have got it killed there if he did hit it. And now it looks like the attention is on Black on the bottom. At least they're on that area of the map. Magnus gets a regen rune. Bone7 is going to start rotating. I love the fact that the Bounty Hunter is just very, very active on the map every time he hit level 6. And so far, he's got 1 track kill to boot. And if they do actually drop a RP on Puck, they're going to get a lot more kills because there is a level 3 Shuriken toss. They're looking for it.
And we see Mouse actually go very defensive. Notice Fata has his Belt of Giant Strength in order to increase his HP pool, and we see Black actually put the Helm of Iron Will on himself instead of the Spirit Bearer, just in case Bounty Hunter does decide to go for him.
Yeah, and so far it's actually doing okay, mostly due to their very, very superb positioning, hiding behind towers. I hear a TP somewhere. Is it going on the bot lane? No, it's going to be on the top here. Bone 7, get in position. There is a pair of sentry. Look at how prepared they are. Yeah, Mousport that figured out the game plan for Kaipi. They're saying, you got a bounty on there, you got a quick level 6. I'm not going to let you get these kills running right on top of that sentry ward, gets pinged out, and Bone 7 just stays there. He might actually just die. Gotta be careful. Oh, that range creep gave it away. That's unfortunate.
Yep, and now we see some ineffective rotation from Kaipi. And again, they really need more Sentry Wards. Not having a Sentry Ward right here let Eternal Envy escape with his life. And Mouz has realized their mistake and picked up Sentry Wards only on one hero, though. Paz is still very, very poor. 300 gold with Magic Stick, Smoke, and a couple of GG branches in his inventory.
Yeah, no boots. That's one of the more dangerous aspects to talk about. No boots against a... against a bounty hunter is really big trouble. Skewer RP, no RP gets silenced, and he's gonna rain out. Yep, a nice dodge here by Fata, showing off some quick fingers, and well, dodge away a big gank there. Pretty well played.
Yeah, and they really need some levels on Mouz if they want to mitigate this early 3-0 lead. Both supports on Kaipi are well into level 6. Keeper, Pilot Die, level 6, and Disruptor come with me already level 6 by comparison. Synderen is only level 4, as is the Rupik. We see initiation on mid.
Yeah, Garter is probably gonna go down the phase in, not even necessary here for the puck. Double damage doing a ton of work. Illuminate's gonna follow through. Teleportation comes in from Kaipi as well as a recall TP coming from Eternal Envy. Envy not being invis just yet. I'm not too sure whether he was seen. Yeah, he's definitely seen by this particular observer ward. So, oh, Bones getting nuked up on the mid lane. Gotta be very careful. He gets glimpsed back. He gets dropped on the ultimate, and they're gonna try to burst him down. I think they will be able to. Envy comes down, and he's gonna pick up the 4th kill. No, one of his teammates being able to pick it up. Puck buys back, and I think that might have been a little bit
that was really slow stun by Synderen. He like walked into the static storm from the Disruptor. I think Fata could have lived and Eternal Envy would have died. This observer ward actually scouted out the recall, and I think they knew that there were more than 3 people above the hill. And again, a little bit of slow stuns by Synderen. I think they could have had a lot better early game had he hit a couple more.
Yeah, at the end of the day, how to work that was a trade for Eternal Envy as well as a puck. Not exactly a favorable trade for any case, but puck bought back, and there was a track kill on top for the Dire. So I think Kaipi are slowly kind of expanding their lead. Fata really needs his Blink Dagger to start picking off these kind of squishy supports in the form of Keeper Light as well as Disruptor, and he's very, very slow on picking that one up. So I think the game looking pretty well so far for Kaipi. The question is, how well is Black farming? Black's got his GG Armlet. Armlet's such a kind of an instrumental build for a Spirit Bird rising to fame lately, and he's got that one. And like you said, I imagine he's going to be going for MKB very, very soon, unless he wants to pick up something like a Basher, or maybe, well, who knows what Lone Druid picks up these days. He has like a ton of item choices after the Armlet, so we'll see what exactly he's going to go for.
Yep, 0-0-2 on the Bounty Hunter is not exactly the position that you want to be in with Kaipi right now, and they already have 2 towers down, so the gold difference, it doesn't seem like that big because of the kill score and because of the track gold, but it's actually quite large. If you look at it, it's almost 4,500 gold in favor of Mouz right now, and I think Mouz is falling a little bit behind in terms of XP, only 1,500 there, but still big win for Mouz there on the gold chart, and it looks like they will continue to extend that with a push on the T1 tower in the middle.
And here's the issue with the Ricky as well as Bounty combo. If you even call it combo, it's hard to actually defend a push when they have Sentry Ward available, and let's see if they're going to start doing so. A couple of spells being thrown, but there's a 3-man Dream Core. Here comes an RP that's going to hit on everybody. Again, where's the follow-up? The Illuminate's going to miss, and now these fights going the other way as Bone 7's on the run, Garter's on the run, as well as Eternal Envy, the Bear, doing a ton of damage. Garter's going to be the first one to drop down. Here comes a big glimpse back, but that's it. And here's the issue, you don't have AoE spells on Ricky as well as Bounty, and if they run on you, there's nothing you can do. That was a 3 or 4-man RP, but the fight was lost for Kaipi because they have no follow-up again.
Yeah, it was a little bit too far away for the Illuminate, though, unfortunately. That is probably their main source of damage early, aside from RP and Skewer. He actually pulled him into the static zone. That was actually a very, very nice initiation by Magnus, and if that's how, that's probably how team fights are going to go, unfortunately, unless he can do the reverse. If he can blink in and then skewer them towards them so they can follow up instead of skewering away, they might fare a lot better. But that's what they need to do to start winning some team fights, because Mouz is very smartly grouping up, just systematically taking out towers under the defensive sentry wards.
No, they want to pass, but I don't think they will get past. Bone 7's going to get picked off as well, and that's another kill going in the favor of Mouseport. It was 0-3 in the first about 10 minutes, and suddenly it's 4-4. So very, very big amount of catch-up being played on Mouseport for the kill department. But more importantly, the gold. 7,500 gold lead after those 2 towers. And of course, more places in their jungle back to them as they go back and forth. Meanwhile, of course, Eternal Envy's team has to push out these wave. They need to look for kills, but as the Radiant gets more levels, and more importantly, as they get more golden items, they're going to pick up more Bracer or a gem like you talked about during the drafting stage, and it's going to be harder and harder for Kaipi to make that comeback. It's more and more pressure to get that perfect wombo combo team fight, and Garter right now doesn't have the blink yet.
And what's helping them even more than this armor on a sphere is the mech already up on Koifa. We saw that he used it following up the RP, and it just pretty much topped off Mouse. They didn't have any, they weren't scared at all after the 4-man RP. I think it was 3 or 4 man, it might have been 4 man just because of the bear. I couldn't actually tell because everything is clumped up. But again, very nice RP, and that mech is really saving them. If they get a pipe on top of that to mitigate most of Disruptor's damage, it's going to be quite a problem for Kaipi.
Yeah, Kaipi is looking for range enemy jungle. They need to pick up a couple of track kills here. Bone 7 and Eternal Envy holding hands. And I'm not too sure whether they're actually scouted. Central Ward gets dropped down, but that's might be the last thing that Paz will see. No, they're going to back off. They see entire enemy here, and Envy is going to get surrounded by everybody. He's dead. Bone 7 is going to be coil on top. No coil just yet. Where's the coil? There's a 2-man coil. Perfectly played. They're going to stun the coil through it, and Paz is going to fall through. Another Central Ward being dropped. Bone 7's dead. Come with me. The bear's on you, and you're not going to be making out alive. Bone 7 says, run, horse. Or whatever that raptor thing is, he's dead as well. Spell being stolen. That's a double kill. 3 kills being picked up here by Mouseport, and I think that's Roshan. They could just walk right in, tracked or not. There's really nobody stopping them.
Yep, there's a gem now. Things are looking really bad for Kaipi right now. And just a very nice sentry ward by Rubik there, just to set that whole play into motion. So really nice play there by Paz. A very good awareness.
Yeah, he's like, many people are missing off the map. Let's drop a sentry ward behind a tower, because generally that's where the bounty and Ricky's are, and he was right on. And if they get this Aegis on, let's say, black, this game is going to get almost impossible. I don't want to say it's unwinnable, because you could get really, like, if they catch Mouse out of position and they feed on them one by one, and you get track kills on all 3 or 4 of them, that can happen, but whether that will happen, I seriously doubt it, because Mouseport definitely a lot more poised to make those kind of silly mistakes. Lone Drew picked the Aegis, and suddenly, I'm not sure why Bone 7 was there, but he got punished for it as well. What observe were up the hill like that? And I gotta say, Mouseport is making all the right plays right now. They have complete map vision, they have the gem, they have sentry wards everywhere, and I'm not too sure whether Kaipi get this tier 1 up tower up top either. No, they can't, and there's more advantage going towards Mouseports.
Again, even barring like RTZ, wow, that is GG. And again, I think the Magnus played really well. It just really came down to drafting issues. What are you going to do with a Bounty Hunter 3rd pick when they have a gem like 10, 12 minutes in? It's just nothing you can do. They had sentry wards everywhere. They played correctly. Mouse got the farm that they needed. Even if they did feed first and second blood up top, Blacks is just complete free farm on bottom, especially when Bounty Hunter leaves the lane. And then you give them 4 early towers combined with Roshan, that's just GG.
Yeah, and those first and second blood, again, it's not like it was well orchestrated on Kaipi's part. That's probably like a couple of, silly mistakes from Mouseport. That wasn't even supposed to happen, so I think Kaipi might have been even lucky on that regard. So definitely not Kaipi's best game as they fall 2-0 to Mouseport. But Mouseport, so that's alright. If you want to do some funny drafts, that's okay with us. We'll pick up 2 free wins, and they're the first team to kind of move on the We Play Top 8 bracket. Coming up next, we're going to have Fnatic versus Team Liquid. And I think that's going to be some spectacular best-of-3 matches. You don't want to miss that one. Of course, joining me alongside is Merlini. I am Luminous. We'll be back for that best-of-3 series. Any last final words? I know you've been kind of not happy about how Eternal Envy's been drafting. I'm personally not happy about how they've been playing as well. RP was nice on the mid lane, but no follow-up damage. The Illuminate missed, the Static Storm missed, and really, there was no follow after that. They had one big team fight that they needed to win. They didn't win it. They lost a couple of towers, and that was it.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that they made RTZ a recent addition to his roster. If he is in high school, I know he is a North American player, so it is noon right now, my time. I believe he's on the West Coast. This is 10 a.m.
Yep.
If he's 10 a.m., that's like prime school time. What are you doing, like trying to join a professional team? Although it is almost summertime, so hopefully we can see Kaipi rotate Artesian a little bit more. But again, what are they going to do in August? You really don't want to just stick around for 3 months. Like, oh, I got to go back, I got to finish school, and then I can't play for another 9 months. Is that even viable? So I don't exactly know what Kaipi's schedule is with RTZ, but I hope they have a game plan, or they may have to find a new replacement.
Yeah, they need a game plan looking how this game is going. Envy has tapped out GG, and Black and his team will be moving on, and right now they're destroying some base. I'm not exactly sure whether we're scheduled to go on. According to the actual schedule, it's going to be a 1 hour break, but as the admins will tell us more, I will tell you more. Of course, I don't think I need to plug Merlini. You guys know Merlini. He is always streaming on his Twitch TV channel. And you guys are you're doing a, I guess this is a good time to tell the stream a little bit more about the TI3 ticket thing. I know I'm like saying it really wrong, so you plug it. What is it exactly about? I'm actually very curious to know more about that thing.
So TI3 tickets go on sale tomorrow at 19 CET, and unlike last year, all of TI3 tickets are going to be on sale at the same time via the Steam store. So I'll be hosting an event just to count down. I know some people around the world will be up at an unusual hour. It's pretty normal by American and European standards, but if you're anywhere else, it's going to be an unusual time. So you can just join me for some viewer events. I will do some viewer games as well as a tournament following the sale of the TI3 tickets, and that will be live on my stream, twitch.tv/MerliniDota. So tune in tomorrow. That will start at 16 CET and it will run until 22 with the TI ticket sale falling right in between.
Yep. And that's for tomorrow, but for now, in about an hour, I believe, unless it starts sooner, we're going to have Fnatic versus Team Liquid. Be sure to not miss that one. And arguably, the top tier 3 team in the Western scene will be going at it, and should be a little bit of a good action Dota coming soon. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back very, very soon.